People, welcome to another edition of Just Reasoning. Before we go into the reasoning, some news dropped at Tex and Jojo. Well, let me everybody know the regulars. We have Jojo, we have Special, we have Tex. Just Reason, justreason.com. Share this video. But before we get into it, some big information which Jojo and Tex were hiding out from us. We didn't know. Apparently, it's a lottery reached 400 million. So what's the deal now? Jojo, you brought this up. How you go?
I did?
Yeah.
So Mega Million tonight is 401 million, the jackpot. And then what's the one from last night, Tex?
The mega one?
Powerball. That one's what, 370?
Let me see. It
370 something million.
383 million.
383.
So, and the other thing I didn't know. First, I mean, I'm not a lottery ticket person, but when it reached whole heap like that, I feel like I should just go and get one.
Might as well.
I mean, I always have to go to the convenience store, which I never go to, and I'm waiting in line, people buying hundreds of tickets. But Texas, you can buy it from an app. So there's an app.
You can go to Kroger. I buy mine at Kroger.
I don't think it's Kroger. So they changed the game if I can buy it sitting on my couch.
There is an app. It's called
Richie Royal.
Good morning.
Hi.
What's the app?
Tonight?
Shit, you have your lottery ticket?
I wore my special hat for Chris tonight.
Whatever. Wait, we're going to block you out of the picture.
Hey, Chris, is there a picture on the wall back there?
Yeah, Bob Marley, man. I say Bob. I say Bob, yes. Nice picture.
Not Bob, the other picture.
The other picture is blurred. We can't see that.
What's up, Jojo?
What's up, friend?
Yeah, man. So, apparently you can buy lottery tickets from an app now. And it's $400 million. So, Tex going to buy lottery tickets, and we decided we're going to split it evenly among everybody on the show. Was that the arrangement?
I didn't say all that. I said
These are the words of Chris Walters and Chris Walters only.
Evenly.
I just need one. Just give me one. No good luck at Chulani.
Me have a question for Tex. How much money you gonna give me? How much money you gonna give me for determine I'm rich now? Tell me the money.
If I give you a check for $1 million, I don't want to ever hear from you again.
Yeah, but that no means I'm rich.
That's not
$1.
Hey, you gotta take it and make it rich.
Better make it stretch.
If me spend $1 out of the $1 million, that means I'm not rich again.
Hey, the interest on that you could live off of. So stop.
All right. So, question of the answers for everybody. If you win $50 million tonight, what is the first thing you're doing with the money? The first thing. Shane, you first.
I go check my mother and give her one thing. And you can find me at Chulani.
Alright. Yeah, that sounds good.
If you can't go find me at Friendship Chulani.
Jojo, what are you doing your first thing?
Same as Shane, make sure mommy's good. And then you already know the house.
What about your cousin Chris? What about cousin Chris? Cousin Chris? Okay, all right.
Well, Nikki, then you.
That's right.
Same account. It's all good.
I know, right? But you know, look for me under the blue roof overlooking the water by the airport.
All right. Special, what you doing?
First thing I gotta send out a text. All who beg, nah get, and who no beg, no one.
Next, so after you give me my 25 million, what you doing with the rest?
First thing, of course, to make sure mommy and daddy straight. Then find me. I'm out. My kids will have my phone number, and that's it.
Disappear. Yeah. You won't see me about 2 years. You won't see me about 2 years, man.
You know, so I know by law, they have to say who win it. You know, which I understand because they don't.
Only in some states, I'm reading.
Only in some states, yeah.
Only in some states?
Yeah. You can remain anonymous.
In Texas, you have to.
Find out. They're going to find out anyway.
Yeah. But you see, like in Jamaica, when they win, people come in with Darth Vader masks, all sorts of things.
No, but in Jamaica, they have to give your name as well.
Yeah. Oh, they have to give your real name?
Well, your last name.
You're like, okay.
Your last name and your first initial. And you can show up in whatever kind of costume you want to show up.
Yeah. Yeah, but
hey, funny enough, my neighbor directly across the street from me in Frederick Trelawney won the lottery. But I don't know she don't say she, but she
so she don't move. She don't move going uptown.
No, but well, she used to live there. She moved before that. Still,
of course.
No, she moved before that. She moved before that. Prior to winning, she was living somewhere else, but her parents lived there. So you know, and she always come by anyway, but you know, kind of scarce now and thing, you know.
Yeah, man. Hey, if I win that kind of money, I'd be kind of scarce too.
Which we understand, yeah.
Yeah, man. So here we are, New Year's Eve. 2020 has been a hell of a year, boy. But you know, as we've said on here before, you made it this far. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, at least 340,000. I think I heard the other day, like the most people that have been recorded dead in the U.S. in history in a single year. And that's, you know, because one thing killed so many people. You know, you still have your regular deaths by other means, but when you have one thing kind of skew the numbers up like that, you know. So,
more than the police?
Well, that's too.
Police don't kill so much, man. They're not killing so much. They kill enough, but they're not killing so much.
Well, it's not 300,000 special, but but you know that's part of the regular number. But you know, it's a blessing. But you know, I think everybody kind of, you know, 2020 has been rough for many people, and you know, we're still a long way from getting beyond this thing. So we just have to keep on doing what we've been doing to, you know, stay safe. You see Georgia with our mask on and everything, which is a very simple thing. But for some people, it's like hell to put on that. Hey, you saw that a congressman, a future congressman, he just got elected, a Republican in Louisiana, was supposed to start serving in Congress in January. Had a big celebration party. We don't know if that's where it came from, but he did have a maskless celebration party, and you know, he dropped out from.
And died, right?
He got COVID and died yesterday.
Super spread event.
Yeah, you know, it's I took out the time to just kind of scroll through his timeline to see what kind of person he was, because I didn't know about him. He seemed to be kind of like a pretty normal Republican, not the really insane ones, but still, he did, you know, show some bad examples by doing that sort of thing. But I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know, when high-profile people, more high-profile people drop out, it has an impact. But you know, like when Trump and all them get it, and then they get the best treatment in the world, and then get back to normal, and then they act like, and then they come out worse. They're like, oh, see, I told it was nothing. You know, so
everybody should get it. Type deal.
No, but you say high-profile people who got it, they have an impact. Name one.
No, I said it could have an impact. But they don't. But the way they deal with it, like say for example, if Trump had a Damascus moment, like him get COVID and come out a completely different person, man, that almost killed me. Now I'm thinking about how many people out there struggling. Then that could have an impact amongst his people. But he didn't. He had the exact opposite response.
But we're talking about which high-profile person that are really, like, enough people dead from this. So the one person where me really just like, man, damn, you were stupid, bro. Herman Cain, like, bro, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
And then he's like not even a memory anymore to people. You bring his name up, they're like, who?
Yeah.
Like, but I don't see one high-profile person yet. Even the Prime Minister of England getting it.
I don't know the vibes over there, and I don't know how he yes, he was in ICU and everything. I don't know what his attitude has been since he came out of the hospital. I believe that here, the way Trump people stay, the way they follow whatever him say, if he in particular had a different attitude, it would impact those people. Some people are how they are, but Trump in particular, and the amount of blind followers him have, they would have followed him. But hey, he actually made it worse. That's what we expect.
Yeah, but I mean, Trump have him responsibilities as well. But a man is a man at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, common sense is pretty common amongst even the most radical Trump supporters. So you would think if you see people are dead every day and you still don't want to put on your mask, then you're a problem that better.
Hey, look, I've seen a whole new level of idiots over the past 4 years.
Remember, I'm the one that posted the article or the picture, the guy that had to get 10 stitches because somebody didn't want to put on their mask at his employment.
Yes.
That's why I commented when people come to the hotel and they just refuse to put on a mask. I'm not going to sit there and fight with you and you try to come behind the desk and fight me because I'm asking you to put on a mask. At least stay 6 feet away. Talk to me from a distance. I'll get you checked in. I'll sanitize, keep my mask on, but I don't get it.
It's crazy. I mean, the mask thing in particular, right? Because it is such a simple act. I understand when people get all vexed because they're shutting down business. Look, I understand, even though it's for the sake of the public, I understand if they mess with your money, then you kind of feel away and you respond. But if you could just make the simple act of putting on a mask, where you can keep running your business, and keep making your money, but you just have this thing on, but it's like a big deal to, I don't know, it's the whole privilege thing, which we'll get to shortly. Actually, let's jump right into that right now. So, I don't know if y'all saw the story, but this teenager, this white girl from Atlanta area, went to the Cayman Islands to visit her boyfriend. He was like in a jet ski competition. And under their COVID restriction laws, the Cayman Islands population is about 60,000 or so. They had about 300 cases and a couple deaths. So they're trying to keep their small population safe. So they have certain rules. When you go there, you have to quarantine for 14 days. You can't just get up and go where you want to go. So, white girl, I'm assuming, lived somewhat of a privileged lifestyle her whole life, decide that the tracking bracelet that I give her to make sure she stay in a certain area, she pop it off and gone a road.
It wasn't fashionable.
So she didn't want to be tracked. So she take it off. She and her boyfriend hanging out, doing what they do, hours, no mask, just kicking it. And so, it caught up with her and they arrested her and the boyfriend. At first, they were looking at giving them like 40 hours of community service and like $2,600 fine. But, the prosecutors were like, no, basically they need to be made an example of and come back. Like they instead upgraded that to 4 months in prison for that violation. So, Jojo, you brought this up earlier on, so I'll kick it off with you. Is 4 months in prison for breaking COVID violation, was that too harsh? What are your thoughts, man?
Of course it was too harsh.
It was or it wasn't?
It was.
Uh-huh.
Because it's almost like, and of course I can only speak from my experience since the beginning of the year, back and forth to Jamaica, this whole 14 days of quarantine. First of all, if you're gonna lock down the place, lock it down completely.
Mm-hmm.
They act like you can catch COVID more at night than you can during the day. If I'm coming if I choose to come there on vacation, and you say I have to quarantine at whatever resort or hotel I'm staying at, I can work with that. If I'm coming,
COVID gone bad after dark, and you never know that.
I'm not going to go there right now. I'm going to keep it short. So if I'm there to do business, if I have a funeral to go to, all these things I've had to do this year. At first, they had an app tracking us. We had to check in every 6 hours with a video showing that, we're okay, we don't have a fever, no symptoms, whatever. As I noticed towards the summer and end of the year, the app got lax, and basically you didn't have to do the check-in anymore, but if you left your quarantine area, it would alert you on your phone you have left the quarantine area. Knock on wood, nothing ever happens. People I know that fly back and forth, myself, nothing ever happens. 1 or 2 people got caught up, got in trouble or whatever. They had to go back to where they were supposed to quarantine, but they didn't have to go to jail. They didn't have to pay a fine. Because again, my whole thing is, if you're gonna lock it down completely. Don't tell me I have to go get tested before I can even get on my flight to come down there. Then once I get down there, at first they were still testing us again, and they stopped doing that part, and they still expect you to quarantine for 2 weeks because they're going to assume everyone's coming in infected. So what's the point of opening the borders? What's the point of letting people in? You just want to take their money?
All right, so I have lots of comments, but let me open up to the floor.
Open Pandora's box?
No, I have lots of opinions as always. Okay. Especially, what you say?
No, I think you're too harsh. I've never been a fan of the government making an example out of anybody. If you have a standard punishment for a violation, personal standard punishment. Don't just because you're trying to make a point over punish somebody. Besides, I mean, I understand the situation with them violating what they did, but the protocols are that you quarantine for 14 days. I think that would be more than enough time in jail. I don't think 4 months is fair, and I don't think it was warranted. You can prove a point, and you can make a point also by giving them 14 days in jail. It's a Caribbean prison, me sure say hard. Even with 14
Cayman Islands, man. That's a real prison.
Hard.
I don't like Sky
You have a bucket in a corner. You have a bucket in a corner where you might have to use, and you might get a box food, 1 box food for the whole day. Who knows? Me never go yet. No. But
so you say too harsh, but on a nice tonight, eh? Tex.
No, I'm not nice.
Tex, talk some sense into these people.
I believe them people went into court and showed their ass. That's the only reason they got 4 months. I believe they were supposed to go to court and do the little community service, all right, and pay the little fine. And they went up in there like, if the police, blah, 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 and show that, because there's no reason. Number one, it's an 18-year-old girl. 18. Okay? We all know at 18, we ain't doing nothing that make no sense. So there has to be more to it than...
Speak for yourself, not me. I had plenty of sense at 18.
I have pictures and videos.
This is some Kappa tape, yes.
This is some Kappa picture.
Kappa beach party. Please.
Oh, that man never didn't talk like that, so yeah, who have been there?
Who's that dog right there? That purple dude.
Wasn't no more than they went to court and showed their ass, and the judge was like, okay, I'm gonna show you. Because we all know when you leave your country and go somewhere else, you behave yourself. You don't act no damn fool. Anything can happen.
Royal! I have to look like I'm on the fence on my opinion. Anyway, go on.
Let me ask 2 questions. Have anybody here ever been to the Cayman Islands or Singapore?
No.
I've been to Cayman.
I've heard about Singapore though. They don't really play. You you drop a cigarette on the road.
They don't play. All right,
Yes.
one more question. Have you ever been in the company of privileged Americans, not even white Americans, just privileged Americans
Yes.
in a foreign country?
Exactly.
Yes. That
is my point.
That feel that is our way wherever we go. We are Americans and we have it our way wherever we go.
I feel them moral.
Yep.
Right. So you put 2 and 2 together right there.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you know, Cayman Islands I don't play place. They don't need nobody money. Cayman Islands, let me say it again. Cayman Islands don't need nobody money. Because anybody from Cayman have British passports. Right? And the Queen take care of our country because a lot of money is hidden in the Cayman Islands. Not even hidden, taken care of in the Cayman Islands.
Oh yeah.
So
man.
they have a lot of
Money launderers paradise.
Exactly. So that's the first thing. Second thing now, them decide that them want to go to court, accept a plea bargain, but talk shit while in their court. All right then.
I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened.
You're in our country. These are the rules. Right? The rules are this, and it's printed clear for everybody to see. When you come to the airport, you have to sign off on them things right now because a COVID season. Right? So you make sure you have, you know, all your dotted. Because Cayman go make sure if all of them T's cross and them I's dotted. So when you go over there, you want to break them rules and them give you a blind, and you still decide you want to exude your South Georgia attitude. Okay, all right, they will show you. I know Georgia this and America have no control over you, so no matter how much you beg.
Yeah,
What a shit bucket, like special. What a shit bucket.
I pretty much see like how Shane see it. You know, I mean, and so when you look at you know, so like the Trump, you know, the Eric Trump, you know, tweeting about like, oh, that's ridiculous. The grandmother on Fox News talking about, you know, this is ridiculous, and so it's basically I heard somebody say this one time, like, to them, the absence of white privilege feels like oppression, right? When they start being treated like everybody else, it feels like oppression. So, yes, I believe, you know, Shane said certain Americans, they go, you know, other countries and they feel this is our world. You know, I can do whatever I want to. I can't pop off my bracelet and, you know, screw your rules. I do whatever I want to do. And that kind of attitude, it carries it. Again, of course, it's not all Americans, but I've seen it in other countries. In just a simple thing as like the food that they order and what they want to eat and how they expect the menu to be changed to their American taste buds. Jesus, and look, you know what I mean? So I believe that, and just reading the stories about this girl, the way she's described, you know, she's a pre-med student, you know, she's never been in trouble in her life. And so, yes, they expected the same sort of privilege they get everywhere else. But, you know, hey, I'm glad that came and they reduced the sentence to 2 months. If that's the law, that's the law, right? I mean, they always talk about you do the law when it's black people do something, and you know, but with them, no, we didn't know. You know, it's unfair. So you know, hey, it sucks, but those are the rules, and you knew the rules, so deal with it. You know, that's how I feel. Yeah, man.
And I respect when you travel. You're a guest in somebody else's country.
Absolutely.
Respect, man. Just be yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
This a country. I don't believe that I'm sitting them. You know why? Enough of the people in particular country don't believe that I'm sitting them.
Yeah. Hey, so you know what? Bottom line, before we move on, if it were reversed and somebody from the Caribbean come up here and then break some law or the other and them in jail, you think Andrew or anybody else could call up here and say, you must reduce the sentence or no? So if it wouldn't work in reverse, then sit down and hold your sentence. 2 months, you'll be back out. You can burn Cayman the rest of your life if you want to. Right now, you broke the rules, so you go. Life hard. Anyway. Wake up call.
On the pod, Marcus Garvey. So thank you.
So this is brand new news to me. Did you know that if you are facing deportation, you could hide out in a church for 2 years? For years. And actually, in researching the story here, it's not just churches. It's a whole heap of places. Yep. Church, schools,
Salvation Army,
all kinds of places. So, all right. So now the story. This Jamaican couple, Anita and Clive Thompson, probably Trelawney them come from. But anyway, so their situation now. They've lived in the U.S. for 14 years. They came here claiming asylum. Talking about gang violence. I don't know exactly where I'm come from. Out from Spanish Town or someplace, where they were. No offense, Tex. But anyway.
Well, wicked one.
So they came here claiming asylum 14 years ago, and it was denied 14 years ago, but they were able to live and work here and raise 7 kids here over the course of 14 years, and they have to apply to get it renewed every year. So they weren't here illegally. Their process was extended annually, right? So you kind of living in limbo that whole time. I think the lady worked as a nurse assistant. The man is a machine operator, and once Trump come into office now, they're changing all immigration things. So she said one day they just get a deportation notice and say they have 4 days to leave. Imagine living here for 14 years, have 7 children, some of the kids born here, I know you just have to get up and leave. And so she contacted somebody from some organization, and they basically said churches offer sanctuary. So they have been in a church in Philadelphia for 2 whole years. First of all, did y'all know that was possible? That you could find sanctuary in a church for 2 years?
Yep.
You knew that?
I didn't know.
I learned that from CNN International when this Trump situation and start, when then people try to come across the border.
Mm.
When they try to send home people, what them call them, the children. When people are coming here, are children here.
Anchor babies.
Yeah,
Anchor babies when they're born here.
Yeah, when they're born here, the parents come here and have children here. That children here is the anchor baby.
That's anchor baby. Yeah.
Yeah, but the parents.
I hate that term, by the way. Anchor baby. They're just children.
The parents was getting sent back at that time in time Trump first changed the rules. So enough of them did that. The Mexican them did that got enough of Mexican church them. That is a fact.
Yeah.
Enough of Mexican them have some big old warehouse there for church right now. Maybe tell us.
Yeah. So my thing is like, where do they stay? I mean, most churches have showers and all that.
Yeah.
I've never.
Yes, Dub.
They do.
They do. Okay. I mean,
but the way I found out was not as elaborate as Mr. Royal over there. I learned it from reading Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay.
Sanctuary.
It happened in that.
Sanctuary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but, I mean, it's a good thing, But I guess we can get a couple of Jamaican church, some big old warehouse. Yeah.
I wonder if old Steen would work with it.
No.
What? Please.
No.
It's a big man. Me could have the downstairs and he asked me.
They must focus on the PPP.
Rocket used to play there, so they must have a nice locker room and everything.
It would depend on a donation.
No. He don't need donation. He got PPP loans now.
I mean, now give him 10%, you know.
Hey, don't allow me, Bridget, Joe.
Your Bridget, I mean, want a PPP loan too.
My Bridget, man.
Me sure that Joe ain't need one. Joe never need one.
Hey, anyway, that's another subject. But
Joe, next week topic, we talk about your Bridget, Joe. Always never need one. Joe never need one, brother.
It's not him, it's the employees of the church, anyway.
Jesus Christ.
So, you brought the PPP. Yes, I believe that the way that program was worked was terrible. If it is for small business, make only small business be capable of applying for it, period. Full stop. So when you hear these big, like the Lakers got the PPP loan, yeah, the system allowed it. They should have allowed it. But if they allow it, then so you know what I mean? But how about this? So the way this, so after the 2 years now of fighting there, of basically hiding out in the church, for 2 years, I guess ICE eventually dropped the deportation case, which, that's, now they're able to leave the church and resume normal life. I think one of the daughters, who is a U.S. citizen, was basically kind of able to file for them, so they don't have that hanging over their head anymore. But about asylum in general, what y'all think about the asylum? Look, life hard all about the place. So, do you agree that people facing all sorts of conditions, whether it be economic hardship or whatever, should be able to come and say, life hard, I want to come in your country, and then you let them in? What do you think about the asylum case in general? Thanks. Talk to the people.
I definitely think it's a good thing, but what I really want to look at is, okay, in this situation where these people were basically law-abiding citizens, went to work, had kids, didn't break any rules. Why did it take 2 years in order for them to look at the situation and say, look, okay, this shouldn't apply to them? When you have people out here that's breaking laws all day long, and you see them, on the street corner every day. I mean, there's certain situations where I drive by here in Houston, Texas, and I know wrong shit going down, and ain't nobody bothering them. But these law-abiding citizens or whatever that try to do the right thing have to actually go to this extreme in order to, get their things, get stuff straight. I mean, and hold on, I'm breaking.
What?
Yeah, asylum is definitely a good thing. But the question I have is, what if these people actually were doing wrong? Is it up to the church to say, okay, we're going to grant you sanctuary or not, or whatever the venue is that they're staying in, or how does that work?
Good question. It's a damn good question.
Yeah, actually, this just popped into my mind about church. So, husband and wife, they're living in church. Things have to go on, right? So, in the church.
What do you mean? They're married. No, they're married. They can do what they want for the.
Yeah, in the church.
No,
you
but you know what? I don't know if they're married.
They're married, man.
Nah.
No, in the Bible, you say you can't do them the things that in the church.
No, but in the church.
But you never said that in the Bible. You ever see anywhere in the Bible?
So hold on. So on the pew, or them do it on the pew or what?
Come on, man.
Nah, man, they had houses set up for the people, man.
Even though is an interesting status. I think about for dogo on the pew, my youth. That kind of thing I go on in your mind, my youth.
Jesus Christ. The man said dogo.
right up in the choir stand.
Me know say some
I have nothing to do
Hey.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Me know gonna act like.
Me no want God beat me. I go and keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I ain't in
Act
the.
like
These are very important questions.
I will for people who go to church, you know.
2
Me know
years.
them fantasize about, you know. Me know them fantasize about at least one time. Yeah, I got church
2 years lock up in the church.
Especially, nah.
Guarantee. Anita and Clive fucking at the church. You know that's right.
What?
Well, they did have 7 kids, so.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you think you're going to hold on, just wait till the deportation process finish and just hold it down, man.
All right,
Anyway.
getting back to my question. What if they actually did something wrong?
Yeah, that's a good question though, because
what if they did something like what would the church do?
Yeah.
It's gonna ball up a place, you know?
Yeah. Or if somebody committed murder.
Yeah, I think the church would kick them out. I mean, it's on the church at that point.
Okay.
So I'm sure the church mandates that you have to be a certain kind of person, right? You can't. So I believe that would be on the church to then say, no, we will not allow you sanctuary in this place because of what we know about you, right? That's what I think would happen. You know what I mean? But you know, to touch on the first thing you mentioned, Tex. Law-abiding citizens and why them. The bottom line is Donald John Trump. That's exactly what happened. He decided that he came to office on this immigrants are terrible. You know, we have to get rid of all these black and brown people. We're going to deport everybody who is here, either illegally or in a where the status isn't final. Because we want this lily white country because we want to make America great again with bare white people. And so there are all kinds of things they changed with the immigration process, the asylum process. And so that was just another of the things that they did. And that mashed up people's lives, but they don't care, right? So this is one couple that we know about because, you know, they're Jamaican and we hear about it. But there are many cases where that happened. And that couple gone back to, you know, Honduras or Nicaragua or whatever, and we don't hear anything about them. So that's happened a lot. And those things don't really even get coverage. But it's, you know, like who is the president of this country really, really matters. There's some things that Congress controls, but there are a lot of things that the president can do all to him or herself. And that is one area where he decided we are going to make a stance on immigration, asylum, all these things. So that's basically what happened. You don't have to be a criminal. You know, for the Obama's administration, they decided we're going to emphasize people who are criminals. If you're here illegally and you have a criminal record, we will focus on deportation of those people. But Trump didn't have just say, look, if you are here, you know, and you are not even the permanent residents who's trying to go after the green card holders, you know, or people coming on work visas, all aspects of immigration, he wanted to get rid of. You know what I mean? So that's the bottom line. It's Donald Trump is the answer to why these people, you know, which is nonsense.
So I'm tired of talking about Trump.
Especially?
Yeah.
I'm tired of talking about Trump, man. I want to talk about Trump consume enough of his time and life and livelihood over the last 4 years. But you know, it's like instead of we discuss it Trump, like what he might do, what we need to do if we go around, what he might try to do. And what he done anyway, so it really matter. But yeah, I mean, like one thing that I want, like somebody to display to the people them who agree with Trump, there need to be a platform to display them and what all they did during this time period. Like all the Mitch McConnell them, talk about the younger version of him. 20 years from now, one play, hey boy. Remember say, yo, did I do very old Donald? But me not forget about it. Which part that day? Everybody just think some like a short memory thing, you know. You think about the longevity of it, because what him do, like affect enough of it for a very long time.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I really don't like talking about Trump either. Especially, but the thing is, just because of what we were talking about.
No.
Yeah, man.
I was just saying, I'm tired of hearing about him. that me I say.
Yeah. I mean, it's just when we think about it's a direct consequence, like in really mash up a lot of people's lives, right? So when we're talking about, this is a case where their life didn't get mashed up. They did not get deported. They hung on for 2 years, and it all worked out. That's not the case for everybody. There are thousands and thousands of people whose lives mash up because of this man. And it's not just him. It's Mitch McConnell and all of them. But because a lot of these people is a game, right?
That's all it is. It's only a game.
Yeah, it's a game.
So like one thing we need to understand. Like I'm my first time I vote now. I didn't vote for Obama. I don't voting people. You understand what I say? Chris, stop nice. You know what I go on a long time.
Go on, man. Go on.
But for Donald Trump now, to get a person like myself to go vote was a good thing, Because you expose some racist people. Because if you're a first time to go vote, what's to go vote for Trump? Look on some people different. Because for them first time to go vote was to go vote for Trump. You finally decide that you want to vote just because of Trump. All right, then. May I put you on the list? Go back. Yeah, man. Real talk.
But, and you know what? This thing is, not only is it bigger than Trump, it's bigger than the United States. This has been a global phenomenon with this immigrant backlash and white-dominated countries wanted to get rid of black and brown people from their countries. In the UK, and this is a longer discussion, but I don't know if you've heard about the Windrush scandal. But basically, you have these Caribbean people. There's a ship, that sailed to the UK, and they're like, port is the Empire Windrush. And so like a lot of our parents and uncles and whatever, they went, that's all, with all the hundreds of people who have lived in England, they came to England after World War II to rebuild. And so they've been living in England for decades and have children, and their children have children. Now, about 10 years ago, they decide that they're going to crack down on people who don't have proper immigration papers. A lot of those people, when they came there, they didn't have proper immigration papers. So now, 30 years after the fact, they want to come and deal with them and say, you need to provide papers or we're going to deport you. So some 78-year-old people who've lived in England for 40, 50 years, who then now decide we're going to deport you. And all of that comes from the same place. We, as these, rural white people who have had our country a certain way, we're tired of seeing these Jamaicans and Somalians and Nigerians coming and taking our good jobs and what have you. So their backlash comes up from that. So that same attitude that is here with Trump and his people, this is a global thing. It's happening all over the world. You know what I mean? So it's something to be really aware. But the Windrush thing is something that we're going to cover on here in more detail.
It is important to point out though that it is happening all over the world, but it is a minority. And the media make it look like say it's bigger than it actually is. It is a minority. It's a growing minority, but it is a minority. And a majority of people on the earth. Different.
Yeah, right. So I would say in total number, yes, it may be a minority. However, it depends on, do those minority get to control power, which is what happened here. Yes, I don't believe the majority of Americans feel that way, but it was enough of them, and the way this political system set up, the electoral college and all that, where they were able to get into power. And so now when you have this minority in power, you can implement laws like cancel this asylum, and we're going to deport these people and what have you. So although it's a minority, you have to keep that minority out of our bottom line. You know what I mean? So it's something to be really, really conscious of. Special? Yeah, drop asleep. What you say?
No, sir. I mean, a long time, people will feel privileged, no want nobody will look like them and not act like them about the place. I don't know, and you're not gonna stop. You're not gonna stop, You think because they tolerate you, they like you. They don't like you same way. Right?
Yo.
Them not like them when I like them.
Chris, I want you to picture something. I work with a brother, right? It's the same about three more shades blacker than me. See? Umber black.
Midnight black.
And they see in front of him how that. What I think he have in front of him how
black like your cap.
Blacker than my cap. In black they shine. Black there. But why have on the front ain't hot.
Make America great again.
Where he's from?
Confederate flag.
Wow.
So to a man like that, what would you say to him? Okay, every time you see him, want to sit back to money.
Ignorance, man.
What would you do? What would you say to a man like that?
Ignorance.
So him know what? Him know what it is?
I mean, man sound like them, brother.
Eh?
Man sound like them.
You mean with the neck red?
Virgin, you see why it's something?
The neck red.
You think why it's is it thing why I have the country?
Yeah.
It's a country redneck. That's what it's.
Wow.
That brother they thinking white.
You don't have to be white to be a redneck.
Yeah, I wonder thinking white though, because
you know what?
Yeah.
Hey, you know so we must have this discussion one different day, guys. Even the word redneck. Where the word come from?
Them call themselves that still we call them that.
No, that's a problem.
Probably not from a good place.
No, of course not. But
all right, let me give you a small education. Just like how them talk about this pants sagging thing come from jail.
Prison and whatever.
That don't come from no jail. Back in the days, wearing a suspender was a sign of what? Dignitaries, right?
Right.
So you put the wire around your waist. A black man make belt, A black man invent belt, because white man they want if you look like somebody with them suspenders, brother. A son, you see have tie rope on their waist and so them pants sag a little bit. So this is that come from big woman thing. No, listen.
So our redneck come in now.
See redneck? A prisoner. You see, you have prisoners that work on the inside of prison, that cook on them something there and clean and area. You have some that work out that do what dig ditch and work on train line and something there. When they call some redneck, and they man them out of there.
So them neck red.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
The term redneck. The term redneck is from that. So when you think about
I want to sunburn them.
So in all actuality, and I really when the sun burn them, the sun used to burn them and they used to give them red rags to put over their neck. Then neck never used to just actually turn red.
But the neck red up too.
A white man tell me them. So a white man tell me the second one, a whole black man tell me the first one. So no fighting about it. I mean this is a whole like we got a whole different journey, but one of them days I have to discuss them things because even the term redneck, I mean even if like you call man them redneck. Trust me.
I would never call it. That couldn't be. I hear some of them call each other that, but it's probably something where them can call each other that, but you shouldn't really call them that.
But then no business, me have some brother I make say like some brother, If you go to Alabama, me have family in Alabama, we can go over there in the yard, right? And then picnic and leave. Well, last week, me and Michelle up Hillside Lake, Texas. My friend here did we play golf on the golf course and thing and rotate, blah blah blah. You understand me? I say. I'm go by him son leave. I'm sleeping. I'm son bed with my wife. You understand? Me have family like that, brother. You understand? So one time, when I talk about them, the people that me know a little bit. Cause them go deep with me. Yeah.
Man, I was driving to West Airport today, and there's a place, Redneck Country Club. I think I saw. What's the name of it? I just saw that today.
Yeah.
I never see it before today. I was like, the hell is that? But hey, if that's what them call it, if they consider.
Get back on subject now, because we're going on political journey.
Anyway, any No Limit soldiers in the house? All right.
We
So,
No Limit soldiers.
I thought I told you. No, man.
It's a great move.
Yeah, man. I don't know if y'all are, I've seen that No Limits. It's like a documentary series. It's Tex told me about it a few months ago on Just Reason, and I ended up watching. It's about 5 or 6 episodes. Master P is a brilliant businessman. I'll say that. So Master P, hip hop mogul, No Limit Soldiers, No Limit Records, and No Limit everything. He and former NBA player Byron Davis are making a bid to buy Reebok. So Reebok, I think now, is owned by Adidas, and it has been underperforming. I think they bought it like 4 years ago. That article. It has been underperforming, and investors want Adidas to sell it off. So Master P, Byron Davis, and I guess others are pooling their money together to try and buy it for $2.4 billion. So I think that's whether or not it will actually go through, we'll see. I hope it does. I think that would be just a major move. Especially you in the business. So what do you think about that? What do you think about Master P? What do you think about No Limit for Reebok? You think it can work? You think it can turn it around?
Well, Reebok have a very bad image problem, because I sell Reebok, right? They're not very good sellers. Mostly
Reebok
because
what?
of design.
What do you sell? Reebok?
I sell the caps, I sell the shoes, I sell the shorts, I sell the polo shirt, the regular trainers. I sell everything Reebok, even the gloves.
But it's not a good seller?
It's not a good seller. And most people down south don't really wear Reebok. I can tell you that.
Why is that? Why hasn't it been a good seller, do you think?
Let me tell you, you see down south people love their Nike. They do. They love Nike.
Not me.
Right?
Adidas, baby.
I mean, if they think about tennis shoes, the very first one they think about is Nike. I'll tell you that.
Not me.
But Reebok does have its position. It's still very, very popular in Europe. But in general, right here in the United States, it's not a big seller. And even if you go into the Reebok store, say, even at the outlet, you won't see a lot of people. And most people don't spend a lot of money in Reebok unless things are dirt cheap and clothes.
All right. Cool. Right. So that is the as is scenario. That's currently.
Right. No.
Do you see this as an opportunity?
Yes, it is, because it's still a popular brand. Very, very popular brand. But it need some new influx of designs. The shoes don't look good. Even the Watt shoes don't look good. Right? I don't know if you've ever seen it. But the JJ Watt, that's who I'm signed with. The shoes not look good. Right? And they need influx of new designs.
That's in the eye of the beholder, though.
They need, huh?
That's in the eye of the beholder.
But one of the reasons people spend money. One of the reasons why people spend money on brands is because of perception by themselves and other people. Right? Yeah.
I think that is higher than the design or anything like that. People want to feel like, you know what I mean?
Right, but
go on.
because the designs, because I've worn Reeboks, right? I didn't like it. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. I went into the outlet store to go and buy some underwear, Reebok, of course, right? And the lady said it was
nobody asked you about your drawers buying, dog.
Don't shut up.
Go on. Go on.
But anyway. When she said they were on sale 50% off and they are $20, right? You know, it definitely turned me off. But that is just because of my perception of what the brand should be, because there are other brands that I rate.
Well, so hold on, let me get that right. So 50%, so Reebok draws was $40.
$40. That's what I'm saying.
Is that a deal or not? I don't know.
No, it's not a deal.
Okay.
It's not a deal. That's what I'm saying. But as I'm saying,
Calvin Klein Reebok, you know, Calvin Klein Reebok.
So, but if they come with a different angle and a better marketing and it's really pushed, this brand can get back, because you know they still have the logo in place that people like seeing, but it has marketing issues, right? They don't really advertise like a Nike or a Adidas or even Jordans. You won't see them all over the place, right? But you know, I think if they're pushed, the brand can be reformed and you can really make some money off of it, because it has its name. It has signed athletes, right? It has most of the things that you need to be a successful sports brand. But it's just not performing because you don't have the right team behind it, pushing it. And I think that...
So you say next year, Fata can do Reebok versus Under Armour?
Maybe even that. But, you know, I mean, the potential is there. And I think Master P is clever enough, right? Along with assistant to push the brand forward. It just need a push. It need a strength. Yeah, it need a strength.
Jojo, what you say? You've been dissing us for work.
You gonna pay my bills? Matter of fact, you gonna pay me and mommy bills?
I'll pay you in Bitcoin. Go on. All right. What do you think about? Well, you know the subject, Master. What do you think about the possibility of Master P buying Reebok? Can he salvage the brand?
I think he can. I think he's good at thinking outside of the box. I think he has proven himself. I personally, just like you, I'm an Adidas girl. The only Reebok I've ever bought are the Reebok Classic, the all black and all white, and I used those as work shoes. Okay, and I bought them while they were on sale for like $25. But if I had my first choice,
I cost more than special draws.
Stop it. Right now I'm walking around in a pair of Nike. They're comfortable. They do what they're supposed to do. Stop it. And
fire button.
Stop it. But yeah, he's right. It needs a revamp. It needs a new look, a new campaign, new marketing strategy. Yeah. All of the above. And I think he can bring it back. I have faith that he can do that.
Ryan. What you say, Rasta man?
I just feel like Reebok just need a hype. I don't have everything
they
else.
do.
Remember I said Reebok, I think, if I'm not mistaken, after Nike left UFC or Reebok are in UFC, you know, or have they been the one running UFC, like all the UFC apparels. But being that meeting to them need a hype, I also feel like Adidas is trying to dump the stocks because Reebok is still a Walmart now. Walmart is still Reebok, like Reebok right now. So how could you sign high-profile athletes when the only high-profile athletes that we ever seen selling somewhere like Walmart was Hakeem Olajuwon? You understand me? I say.
Shaq used to sell in that, man.
No, but Shaq selling there, but Shaq sell the Shaq brand in there.
Yeah,
that was a Shaq money, not Reebok money. You see what I'm saying? So right now, if them just take it off of the Walmart shelf and give it a hype, because Master P have the experience in apparel, of course, and have been successful at doing that. But a few things we never have before was one, the technology and the factory space that he will probably have now if he end up with Reebok.
Reebok, yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Baron Davis and Chris Webber used to have a part in Dada Supreme, because Chris Webber went and buy. That's a very smart brother. I think he bought into Dada Supreme. That's why when Dada Supreme was being sold, it was basically only his shoe. And he used to have the big shiny shoes that look real ugly. If you think about it. I think, I'm not mistaken, Chris Webber and Baron Davis used to own the basketball side of things over there. So Baron Davis, I wasn't surprised when I saw him there, because he had that prior experience from me when we used to buy enough shoes. Them men, they used to have, enough input or influence on me buying the shoes, and Master used to have him own P. Miller shoes at that time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We own a pair of P. Miller.
Me never own none.
Me never got so far.
Hey, you know what I have though? I have some Akeem Elijah ones downstairs, Some.
Hey, I bet you don't have some Akeem.
The original Akeem.
I bet you don't have the Italics. Hold on. You don't have Italic. I'm gone for them.
You done started it. Oh Lord.
Yeah, but I agree with all of y'all. I believe that, and I don't really mean this in a bad way, but I believe the majority of people are followers, right? They're going to do what is popular. They're going to do what they feel the in crowd is wearing and doing. So yes, design is important and what have you, but I think above all, what will get your brand selling is if people who are somebody are wearing it and you feel like, well, they have it on, then I should have it on. I think that's the type of thing that I'm really going for them.
You find them.
You have some respect, You have to talk to me nicely.
Yo, where you find that from?
Talk to me nicely, bro. Take a picture.
Talk to me
nicely.
And it looks like he have them pristine, pristine, them they know wear them.
Yeah, look like you never put them on yet.
Yeah,
talk to me nicely.
Come here like I just trophy that, you never wear that yet.
Don't worry yourself. In time you see Akeem and then sign them, then value. No, I was saying when you're gone there that I believe that most people they follow what is popular. If they certain people that they look up to and respect and like wearing something, they're going to want to wear it. So yes, I think Reebok need that kind of hype. So I hope that they're able to put together a team that can. I would like to see this. I would love to see some young black people own such a major brand, right? Where they stand in the rankings, I don't care. Everybody know Reebok. So I think that would just bring a lot of credibility to it. You know what I mean? It's a money deal. Investors just want the money. If they get the money, that they should have some people like Magic Johnson and them type of people. Because right now, if you don't let me take a look, Puma is making a comeback, basketball wise. Because this guy out there in Charlotte named Lamelo Ball. And Puma signed him, So let me see. When time you see him out there.
Remember you named Nick Richards too. Remember you name, you know him?
Yeah, me hear about him. There are some things wrong there. Hold on. You see right there, sir? I think I am that signed.
I am not. Okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know him personally, Yeah.
Okay, yeah, man. Big him up for me.
I think we should see him, father. No, but really and truly though. Lamelo Ball his whole team was wearing Puma because them signed him. Yeah. Enough players now, man. If you check the Puma hoops is coming back.
I had no idea Puma even make basketball shoes.
Yes, they are coming back, and being that Puma is so invested in Jamaica, that Jamaican guy, you know, there some background talk about that. The
Trelawney youth.
No, Trelawney youth from Anton.
The farmer Trelawney. Him. Okay.
Yeah, because no matter about how Puma come back in a basketball and heavily influencing everything in Jamaica. So it's only natural the best Jamaican basketball player.
So what Masterpiece said is basically he wants to make it more than an athletic. So to me, that's the biggest opportunity. If you want to make it a lifestyle brand, right? Like casual shoes that you wear on, and like Jay-Z had their custom, Reebok shoes, and I said sales for Reebok increased like 14% the next year after the Escarta shoe. So they want to pursue that angle, and then maybe get popular that way. Then you go and pursue more along the athletic side. But
smart.
Bottom line, yes, I think they need a hype. Yeah, they need a hype, and I think that team of people that they're putting together, they have enough connections to give it that hype. In music, in sports, in whatever, and people going to really want that to succeed. Most people, I say most, it'll be a good thing for our community. So, that's a clear thing.
And the music thing might be a good angle, because me remember my memories are Adidas, are from artists.
Run DMC.
From
Run DMC.
Run DMC, yeah.
Is that smart?
I mean, it's a good angle.
Pursue that angle. Yeah, man. I
remember the Masterpiece upon Nickelodeon too,
Yeah. I mean, Master P, everything, man. Everything. Look here. From a man who, was selling CDs out of his trunk in Third Ward. From that, to what him doing now, that man can't make anything work. So I would love to see it happen. I hope all the paperwork come true and everything, but we'll see. On the sports tip, Bitcoin. Y'all follow Bitcoin? Especially you must know Bitcoin.
No, man.
Look a bit.
I've been offered.
Me too.
Offered payment in Bitcoin.
All right.
I don't wanna.
All right. So this NFL player, his name Russell Okong, plays for the Carolina Panthers.
He's from Houston.
He said, is he? Yeah, I didn't know that. So about 2 years ago, he sent out a tweet. I said, pay me in Bitcoin 2 years ago. And so recently he signed an arrangement with this company, the company named Zap, where he's going to get some of his check in Bitcoin. So he has a $13 million a year salary. And basically the way that this works is the Carolina Panthers, they don't have to do anything different. When they do their direct deposit, they send it to this company. And basically that company will keep half of it in his regular money and then buy Bitcoin the other half. So now his payment is split into. So I think anybody can do it. You can basically, when for your direct deposit, let's say you send it to that bank and you send a percentage that you want to go in Bitcoin, and then you get the rest. So I don't know how much y'all know about Bitcoin, but do you think this is a good move? Do you think he's taking a big risk? Oh, so let me just say one thing. In the time period 2 years ago, when he said payment Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin from then until now has gone up like 250%. So so that's the potential there. But like an investment, it goes up, it goes down. So it can't go the other way also. But in that 2 years, over the life of Bitcoin, it has gone up like 26,000%. But a lot of people have made millions of dollars on Bitcoin. So, Special, what do you think? Good move, risky move? You still start get paid in Bitcoin or what?
Risky. No, me not take the Bitcoin option. It's risky because it's still not as stable as a lot of people would like to think it is, and that is one of the reasons why it will go up and down in stock value. It will always seem like it is getting better, but there's a lot of things that keep a currency afloat, and Bitcoin haven't reached a lot of the landmark steps that they need to keep it stable yet. So I wouldn't invest in it. No, I don't think it's a good idea.
So you're thinking with the loss all his money?
Well, probably not all of it, but your hard-earned money, just keep a stable currency in your hard-earned money. You don't have to take them kind of risk that is just 100% unknown. It's a 100% unknown risk, because you can wake up one day and it go all the way down.
That can't happen with you. All right, so I've been like a couple of years ago. I used to when the Bitcoin there was a lot of Bitcoin hype. I was like, okay, let me try and understand this a little better. And I spent some time following it then, but then I just kind of stopped paying attention to it until over the past few weeks, and I started watching a lot more stuff about it. And so I was watching a documentary on Prime Video. It's a series of documentaries about Bitcoin. And they're saying that, say decades ago, like the US currency, I don't understand a lot, but it used to have to be backed by something. It used to have to be backed by gold, right? Then at some point, they took that out of the equation. So now it is not backed by anything. Your US currency, it's not, they're just printing money. They're literally just printing money and so with all the technical details behind the Bitcoin and what have you is probably, it's not easy to really explain. But why does currency have value? It has value when you can buy something with it. Whether you pay me in dollars or you give me sweetie or jackfruit or whatever, if I can exchange it for something, then it has value, right? So exactly. I mean, exactly. Yeah, that's where the value comes from. Can I exchange it for something?
You hate so much.
And so, hey, if I can give you 2 pair and you give me a 12-pack of Heineken, then the 2 pair have value.
You're a guy, Mayo.
What they recommended, and these are people who are like big Bitcoin proponents, was that no, you don't just go and invest all your money into it, but set aside like a 2% of your money and invest in it. And so that's what I started doing. Where just on a monthly basis, on twice a month, take a look at money and put it and buy Bitcoin, and it will either go up or go down. It's that. So put something there that you can't afford to lose, right? If I had done that 2 years ago, then the value of that would be 250% more than it was then. Now, again, it comes down to what can you buy with it. And there's actually a ton of stuff you can buy with Bitcoin. So to me, the biggest, though it can be a good investment, I see the best opportunity for Bitcoin as a way to just get banks out of the equation altogether. right? For people like us who live in a Western world, have a bank on every corner is not that big of a deal. You know, somewhere up in bush, someplace, you have how far you have to go to try and get to a bank. But everybody have a cell phone. No matter which part in Jamaica you go, which part everybody have a cell phone. What if I could right now just take up my phone, which I can do? Somebody have a Bitcoin address up in Cascade someplace. I don't want to send them $100.
Cascade, I don't know about Cascade, brother. I don't know.
They have cell phone. So I can send out my money that way. Western Union are taking 25% out of it. It's not going through all these steps. It's just peer to peer. Man to man. Me sending money to this person with no individuals, no other entities involved. To me, that is the biggest potential. And the majority of the world, you talk about the hundreds of millions in Africa and also the Caribbean and South America, who aren't banked people. That's what this opportunity is. But now, if I send him this money via Bitcoin, he has to be able to then go to a local shop and then buy a bread, buy a tin mackerel using Bitcoin. So the more things that you can able to buy with it, then the value comes in. So that to me, that's why I started taking interest in it. I'm just thinking of like real rural Jamaica and rural Caribbean to get those people involved with global commerce very easily. That to me is the biggest opportunity. So forget what they mean from an investment standpoint. I put a little money in it just to, just like some people buy gold. I don't, but some people buy that. So I put a little percentage to the side to buy Bitcoin, and we'll see what becomes of it. But I see enormous potential for it as a means of money transfer throughout the world to those who are forgotten about, who will never live close to a bank, but they need means of commerce. Look, if for somebody in a place that's kind of dangerous, you send them $500 in Western Union, and people just waiting outside the Western Union for people to go and pick up money. So now people leave that you have money.
But Chris, now in Jamaica, you can just send the money to Western Union and it goes direct to the person's bank account.
But what does that require to have a bank account?
Yeah, that is require business days and.
No, but that's one of Jamaica's biggest problem when you talk about the banks. The hours them work and how fast they move is different. So
yeah. What if we can eliminate that from the equation?
No,
safer.
You don't want to. You don't want to
the equation.
You don't want to eliminate.
All right. Okay. So let me not say eliminate. Let's say just the bank's not going anywhere. We know that. But what if we can lessen our dependence on banks? Maybe in some cases you need a bank, but in some cases, you know what I mean?
But you are going to be like, if you understand this now, cash up there, Jamaica now, energy.
Right, man.
So, the little man in the corner was selling everything. They might go to cash up now too,
Don't talk the secret.
Look.
Don't talk the business.
May I make you know exactly what you are trying to do right now? Cash up already, I do it. But them have a means to transfer or trade or transfer funds.
But in the
Have
background,
debit cards.
Hold on. But in the background of that transaction, that involves banks. It does. It requires a bank.
Hold on. But no, it doesn't require any bank. Because Cash App give you a card, if you want a card to, and so just like
but that card is tied to a bank. A bank has to issue that card.
No,
but Dub, no.
Cash App is
like a bank by itself. Okay.
Cash App is like a bank by itself.
That's what I'm saying. But it's all right. Go ahead.
It used to be tied to you have to put your Wells Fargo card to it or put whatever card to it. No, they have their own card. You can even get your bank.
Yeah, but
you
look,
can get your paycheck.
If I were to draw this out, if I were to draw this out on a whiteboard as far as what happens when you say send this money,
end up in a bank.
A bank going to be involved.
Yes.
Two banks exchanging money, and then add-on fees and anyway.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I agree 100% because guess
Yes.
what? Somebody needs to have the means of transfer, right? They own the platform because the common man does not have the platform to transfer anything.
Except with Bitcoin. That's what I'm saying with Bitcoin. But those entities are out of the picture.
No, but
entirely. It's a man-to-man.
Yeah, but even with Bitcoin.
Every man is a bank.
Yeah, but even with Bitcoin, where do you maintain your value?
Ones and
where do you maintain your value?
Exactly. Where do you maintain your value?
What do you mean? So again, the value comes from what can I buy with this? That's where the value comes from. So if I have 100 in Bitcoin, the value comes from can I go on a website and buy? And there are many websites which allow you to do that, to go and buy. So that's where the value comes from.
But no,
so.
But where is the value maintained to see how much is going to be you're spending? There have to be some kind of banking somewhere in Chris. Maybe I think
no, there isn't. No. All right, it's all right. So let me say this. You don't ask that question about your US currency, right? Because the value is just what you can buy from it. It's not backed by gold or anything. It's them just print money and send out. It's literally, that's what they do. But the value comes from when you get a $100, what can you buy with that? So that's where the value comes from.
I beg to differ somewhat, because the only thing priced in US dollar right now is what? The only thing per father got earth priced in US dollar is what? Why is there spot in there? Kind of want change from US dollar to euro. So again, there needs to be something where you can put this value of this US dollar panka right now at aisle. Right or wrong, sir?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that. I know you don't like aisle, Chris, but. Right. No. Look, it's not that like or don't like it. The world needs on. I mean, it is a limited resource. We can't depend on it too much. But but of course, yes, right now. But which carries a lot of other problems, which we can discuss on another episode.
Yeah.
But
on that episode, put the lithium plant as well, so we can discuss lithium plants as well on that episode.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look. Alternate means that's a whole different topic. But yes, but but to the currency thing. So it sounds like. Hold on, look out against Bitcoin. You're not into it. You must be late adopters.
No, I see Bitcoin as a risk and reward type of deal.
Let me say this: investigate it.
No,
I would recommend a few programs to watch to understand that, like what we ask, like what's it backed by. It's a very complicated answer which I can't really give a short answer to, and it's not really going to make sense. You kind of have to see it, see the way it's described, and see the pictures and the way that me as somebody who knows technology very well, it took me a while to really understand it as well. So beyond all that stuff,
I don't understand.
I said separate all out of.
I'm afraid of it, to be honest. I mean,
it's
special. Me can't see where it go always hold its value. You understand what I'm saying? So if me go dip in and dip out real fast. Eat the food and run.
Right. So it's not something that because all right. So you in the past few months, the reason why it has really risen in value is because there used to be a lot of skepticism about it, but now a lot of major entities are buying into it. So like PayPal. Now you can, with PayPal and with
it's even linked to Cash App.
Cash App. Exactly. So when more people are into it like that, then it's going to increase. So I would say investigate it. There's a website, an app called Coinbase.
Coinbase.
You can set up, I think, to transfer, look at, every, on the first time 15, take out the money and put it in there and buy it. Then we'll see what it amounts to 5 years from now, right? No investment always goes up, but it could not. But from a means of sending money to the unbanked, that to me is the greatest opportunity. So investigate it. I would recommend a few resources to understand it better. I think when you understand it better, it don't mean you go to, okay, I'm all on board, I go to do everything in Bitcoin now, because you can't. Because you still have to use your regular money for most things. But I think, say, 10 years from now, you will see a pretty major change in the way that the unbanked around the world are able to get money. So anyway, so I thought that was a pretty interesting subject. This probably 30 years old or so, is I think he's blazing. I think you will see other high profile people, athletes and what have you, get more into this now. And we'll see how it goes. So, which is ultimately for the best. Anyway, that's the last subject. Text. Them whole text. Yeah, man. So, Royal. Talking about second place, mind you. No, you don't have to keep it going.
Oh, yeah, beat up on Man U, so.
No, man, I'm good.
Chris.
I like watching them play.
Chris, you're looking. Hold that criticism.
Good boy, a fan to us.
Yo, all me can tell you is this. See, you see, all me can say is this. You see, me tell you take today, you say, anyhow, Liverpool, no. So when time Man U close by them get shaky. So, anyhow, we reach up to number one. Nothing's gonna hear nice yet.
We have to get Pogba to start play better. Though.
No, that's I think. That is the thing. We not even play good. Why would they play good?
Yeah.
Listen, if Manchester
Rashford
United
missed too much
any
goal.
kind of farm, everybody have missed goal. Everybody have missed goal.
Martial, I'm a fan of Martial, but
I'm a boy that.
Yeah, man, I'm a dubs that, man, but boy, I tell you.
So now win the league. We're not going to win the league.
We don't want to league.
No, we're not going.
Why not?
We don't want to league. We don't want to league.
They're not second right now.
We don't want to league. All me I say is this. If you want to hear nice, make Man U reach up at number one and see what happens. Yeah, we use some ass nice. Is it any day they find some farm? If they find a farm but then right before quarantine, it's done. Just call it done for now.
Alright, your final thought's finished.
My final thought is right now, I'm glad to sit down and jump at the front of the office. So I have to hear about him too much. Yeah. Because even last night, I was on my TV, I said, I should have to say anything about Trump, I turn it off. I'll be trying news, so Trump, this is 20 off back. I'll make a vote. So you must know, say, it's serious.
24 days. So
I'm just happy because, in my opinion, Joe is not strong enough to maintain 4 years. That's my opinion. So, I'm the first Jamaican. Jeez. I'm not saying go dead enough, Chris. I'm not saying go dead. Don't get me wrong. The man look weak and fit. The man look feeble, brother. Man look feeble.
Yeah,
Alright,
Richie,
man.
me see my Jaguar there and I ain't look too
Nah,
bad.
man, Joe, alright, man. Joe,
Yo,
yes,
Mr.
Joe
Jaguar
run.
there, man.
Yeah, man.
No. Why Joe skin look thin, hombre. I don't know.
No, man. No, man. Hey, Joe, alright, man.
Man,
Jojo. Speaking of
Yes.
Joe,
Speaking of
Jojo.
Joe. Hey, Jojo,
Jojo
me send
Biden.
you, hey, Jojo, me send you a message here because me in the hotel. Yeah, all right, go on. Tom.
You know I got you. Just say the word. So, big up everybody on the last Just Reasoning of 2020. Let's make 2021 count. I'm wishing everyone good luck because this is the time where things are going to get hectic because we're going to see the aftermath of everything that happened in 2020. So I'm just praying for the people who are facing eviction, the people who still can't find work, the people who don't know what to do with their kids, with this homeschooling situation. I mean, my prayers go up for everybody and, you know, everybody in the medical field, front workers, essential workers. Just, I mean, let's just try to make the best of it. I hope this new administration can work a miracle and just get things at a good level. I won't say back to normal because that's a whole nother story, but you know what I'm saying? I just wish the best for everybody in the new year.
Amen. Hallelujah. Especially no money you talk. We finish with that.
Well, I'm more like, you know, people. All me can do is set to, you know, ones and ones out there. So in an immigration problem, don't make them catch you. God church, right? And if the pastor look at money pay me in a Bitcoin. You know,
Yeah,
go
right there, sir. Right there, sir. Right there, sir.
See?
Yeah, man. God church, man.
Yeah, man. And I'll see all them people that when a black and brown. You go in that people them country behaving yourself, man. Can't end up at jail. I don't know what jail is yet. You think a 3 square meals? We don't do that a yard.
No.
Right? If you get one, you're lucky. Right?
No.
And you might have got share with the selling.
Sure.
Right? But yeah, I'm be positive still. You know, I mean, new year come, me want to see new thoughts, new ideas, masterpiece, a new idea. We want to see everybody come together and try to make this country better, more livable, and just have a better future.
Yes, man. Real talk, that's special. I mean, I want to try to start taking Bitcoin for tithes and offering. I mean, you just the pass around the plate, you just scan it and sell on your Bitcoin. But all right. So for real though, if you're facing immigration problem, facing deportation, apparently you can seek sanctuary in a church and school and what have you. I don't know, I'm sure not every church enables this, but it's good to know that that is an option. If you're a married couple, find somewhere else to do your business. Don't go to United People in church.
Why not?
No.
You can do it there, you know.
So what Joe was talking about, man. You know, so an alert was sent out today for Harris County residents.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, basically saying, you know, pretty much hospital full. We're on high alert regarding COVID. So if you had big New Year's plans, I don't know, tell people what to do, you know, because we know a lot of people in the industry of entertainment and what have you. Just be careful, just be safe. You know, people like celebrating on New Year's, but you know, a lot of during the season of people getting together, that's how the things spread. So if you are going to be out for whatever reason, then please be careful. We don't want, you know, we're full up already. You would not this thing to get much worse. So just keep that in mind as you make your New Year's plans. 2020, you know, the final just reason of the year, in a very challenging year. But if you made it this far, God has a plan for your life. So consider what that plan is and how you know, you can make 2021. He has a year for a reason. Consider that and think about what the new year holds for you and your family and your dreams and goals and what have you. and go for it. Tomorrow's promise to no man, so just go for it right now. So, with that said, thank you to everyone who joined us tonight. JustReasoning.com, Facebook.com/MySoulRebel, Just Reasoning Group. Spirited discussions about a bag of things. From Dogodo in a church to Bitcoin. We touch everything, boy. Anyway, so Italic, boy, you know how long I don't say that? Hey, people of a certain age not even know what that is. But that's the original Akeem Olajuwon shoe. Italic. Unbeatable. Y'all don't remember that commercial, do you? Yeah, man.
It's spelled with that A. It's spelled with that A. Akeem.
Yeah. Yes.
Spelled with that A.
Yeah, man. That's a long time ago, Akeem. Anyway, so people, until next time, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bless upon yourself. One love. Tex. Big up yourself. Peace.